Jack Penguin, and welcome to another LEGO Harry Potter review. So today we're going to be looking at the LEGO Harry Potter Building the Magical World book. This book released back in January of 2012, and I got this for $18.99. I believe I got this maybe at like BJ's or something. I don't really remember where I bought this, but I didn't buy it online. Either way, getting right into this book, I did just recently review the 2020 Harry Potter Visual Dictionary, but unlike that one, this one will feature stuff from 2001 all the way to about 2011 right here. So getting right into this, we do of course get the name of the book, LEGO Harry Potter Building the Magical World right there. We do get right big front and center the Quidditch Harry from 2010, which I think is very interesting. We do see a lot more of the 2010-2011 stuff being shown from the very front of the book, and then of course it does have the exclusive minifigure right there in the corner, which I think is very nice. So taking our exclusive minifigure out, we can take a look at just the front of the book right there. It is a little bit thicker from the front, just like all of the other sort of visual dictionaries and minifigure collections that do feature minifigures. You get that thicker part from the very front. Here's a quick look at the side of the book with your logo. This is made by DK and also written by the same person who did the 2021, which I think is very interesting as well. And then you can take a look at the back. It just gives you a little bit of discover, explore, and see what's within this book, showing a lot more of the 2010-2011 stuff from the back as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say. We have the barcode ISBN if you're interested in that, and your Warner Brothers and all of that. So yeah, let's take a look at our one minifigure that we get within this book. Taking a look at our one exclusive minifigure within this set, we get Harry Potter within his Yule Ball outfit. This was the first ever time that we got I guess a year 4 Yule Ball variant version of Harry Potter. We did get one recently back in 2019, and we are going to be getting another one this year in 2020 within the new advent calendar that we'll be releasing in September. But we do get some plain black legs. We get the black torso piece with the printing for the very front with his bow tie and his overall outfit. We do get these white arms and then some light flesh hands for the flesh tone. We get a little bit of back printing, which is also pretty nice for the time period. Very uncommon to see that within certain sets around this time, so it's pretty nice to see. And then we do have the common 2010 through 2011 facial expression for your Harry Potter minifigure with the happy face on the very front. If you take off the hairpiece and spin around the head, you can take a look at the back where we have a unhappy face, which this one is a little bit more marked off right there. You can see that it is fading a little bit due to the age of it. Then we do have the hairpiece for your Harry Potter minifigure, which is the same one that they used since 2001. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say for our minifigure of Harry Potter in his Yule Ball outfit. So getting right into this book right here, I'm gonna say sorry in advance for the lighting. I don't know how well it's gonna come out, but either way, let's just flip right open and get right into this. We do get a sort of a very nice gradient going on right here, where we have this more white towards the bottom, and then we have this darkish blue or purple going on from the very top. And then we do get this sort of like monochromatic thing going on with your characters of Harry, Ron, and Hermione. These are the 2010-2011 versions of their characters, which I think is very nice for the time period. We flip right open to our first 2001 set right there, which is the Sorting, which has recently just been remade within the LEGO Harry Potter Build Your Own Adventure book that I just recently reviewed, I guess this year, so you can check that out if you want. Then we have a quick look at the Hogwarts Expansions for the 2001 wave right here, just even Hagrid's hut and all of that, just very nicely done, and a nice table of contents from the top. Can flip open one more time. We have a quick look at the 2004 Prisoner of Azkaban version of the Clock Tower. That's another set that just recently got a remake in 2019, just more based off Goblet of Fire. We have a quick introduction, sort of similar to the last dictionary that I looked at. You can check out my 2020 version in the description below. But that does bring us to a timeline. I forgot that they used to do this when it came to the visual dictionaries. I wish that they actually did that with the more recent Harry Potter dictionary, but oh my god, I love how they have this in the very front. We have a timeline showing 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2007, 2010, and 2011 right there. So that's just crazy that they just all on one page. We have the entire history of Harry Potter, except for, of course, the more recent stuff, since they didn't have that around when it came to this book. I love how they did this back in the day. It's just really crazy to think that they had this whole dictionary just showing off all of these sets. It's just really, really great. So moving on from there, we're gonna get right into the world of Lego Harry Potter right here. So we have the 2011 direct-to-consumer Diagon Alley, which recently we've actually been seeing some leaks of some minifigures for that. So I really expect the new 2020 version to be probably one of the best Lego sets that we've ever gotten ever. So just expect that. So we have Harry Potter right here. We have the, I guess this is the 2005 version of Harry Potter right there front and center. So that's just very interesting that they chose that. We have some information about our exclusive minifigure right here, which is the Yule Ball variant that came inside this book. We have the year one. We have this one, which is the Prisoner of Azkaban version from 2004, which one thing to note about that is that it doesn't show the Marauders Map print, which it should have the Marauders Map print, which is the same one that they used in 2004 leading all the way to 2010, 2011, so don't know why that's not there. We have some more 2001 versions right here, which this is another set that's very interesting that I don't own within my collection. We have the 2002 version of the 4-Privet Drive, which I actually just recently reviewed the 2021. You guys can check that out in the description below or the card above. We have Harry in his invisibility cloak, which had an exclusive, I guess, cloth piece when it came to the 2010-2011 sets. We have Vernon Dursley from 2002 Harry Potter, which that's the 2001, I guess, version. Same thing goes for that. And this one, which is the sorting one, which had the regular Hogwarts crest and not the Gryffindor crest. Very cool look at the very front of this book. Just a lot of information right away. So moving on from there, we have Ron Weasley, which they had to give us the 2005 variant of his minifigure as well, which that facial expression, what were they thinking with that? I mean, it's not, I guess it's worse than the collectible minifigure version from 2018. Then we have the Flying Ford Angula, which we just recently got remade this year in 2020, and back in 2018 we have the 2002 version that came within the Escape from Privet Drive set that was on the previous page, and then we have the 2010 version that came within the Hogwarts Express set. Moving on from there, we have Gryffindor House set. I actually think that I might have the pieces to it, since I know that I have the cloth pieces still sealed and I have the minifigure for that set, so I might be able to review that sometime in the future. And then I do, of course, have one other one that might even be shown within this book that I'll talk more about later, hopefully. And then we have some information about the Weasleys. So we have Molly Weasley, Arthur Weasley, which came within the Burrow set from 2010. We have Fred and George Weasley, who came within the 2011 Diagon Alley, and then we have the 2002 Ginny from the Chamber of Secrets, and then we have Ginny from the Burrow, I believe, as well. So yeah, that's all for the Weasleys. They go in detail with that. Ooh, look, we gotta look at the Burrow. I guess we're gonna have to turn it this way so then we can take a better look at the Burrow. So here is the 2010 version of the Burrow, almost said 2011. We did just recently get a remake of this in 2020. Hopefully I will be bringing my review for that sometime in the future. But here's just a quick look at it. If you want to see it in more detail, you can of course view my review on this set. I do have that up, and I think that came out probably this year. I don't know if I just have been reviewing a lot of sets this year, just hard to keep track. Moving on from there, we have one page to show us Hermione Granger, and there we go, we have that other set, Diagon Alley Shops. That will be a set that I will be reviewing as soon as I possibly can, probably sometime in the next, month or two I will be reviewing that, just in preparation for me to be able to add that to my comparison list when it comes to the eventual 2020 direct-to-consumer of the Diagon Alley. We have the 2007 version of Hermione. This is the one that came within that One Order the Phoenix set, and then we have the 2001 variants, and then of course the year 3 variant right there with the Time Turner, which is also pretty nice. Moving on from there, we have Dobby the House-Elf, which we have the 2010 version, which is a set. This is the one from the one set freeing Dobby from 2010 that I really hope to eventually get another one of, since the one that I currently have, the Dobby, has the eye printing fading very, very badly on it. I really need to get another one of those, and maybe even get the 2002 one so then I can do a quick comparison video. Who knows, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. And then we also have the 2002 and the 2010 versions of Lucius Malfoy, who definitely needs an update when it comes to the 2020 wave of sets. So maybe we'll see that within the Diagon Alley. Who knows what will happen in the future. Moving on from there, we have the Hogwarts Express right here. This is the 2001 version, which you can see we have all of our yellow minifigures going on right there. Just very nice set. Don't know if I'll ever get this or not. I have been seeing it go like for like around 40 to 50 bucks on eBay, new and sealed, so maybe I'll try and find one at that good price. We have the 2004 Hogwarts Express right here, which this is also a really cool and interesting set since it also had some other variants for it, meaning that we did get one with some extra tracks to make it more motorized right there, which it does give you the information about the motorized version in addition to the regular version, which the motorized one had a larger sort of Hogsmeade station going on right there. You can see that over here, which I think it's really cool that they do show that. We have the Monsters Book of Monsters, which I believe also came within like 3 other sets based on another video that I was like researching year 3 information for. Moving on from there, we have the 2010 Hogwarts Express right here. This is a set that I own that I hope to review sometime in the future. I am missing some stickers, especially on that right there. I'm missing that sticker, and I'm missing the stickers for like the individual 1x3 tiles for the wands. So hopefully I'll be able to review that sometime in the future if I do find a good sticker sheet. I have been looking online. I will eventually find one. But we also do get the minifigures within the set, Ron and Harry right there, which come within the Flying Ford that we saw on the previous page, and then Ginny and Draco within their Hogwarts uniforms. Moving on from there, we have the Night Bus. This is a set that I do own within my collection that I just recently reviewed as of this year. This is the 2004 version. You can check out my review for that in the description below, card above. This was also the first time that we ever saw purple bricks. That's another really awesome thing when it came to this particular set. We have Stan Shunpike and you get Harry Potter. And then of course you do get the Grimm when it comes to this particular set, which is very nice. And I do also have a comparison between the 2 other versions, that being the 2011 and the 2019, and also the polybag and all of that kind of stuff. Moving on from there, we have Hogwarts Castle. This is the 2001 version, which also has the Fat Lady. You get the boat to go to Hogwarts. You get a lot of very nice minifigures, including Peeves, who was never really even in the film. It even shows him up there. He got cut, so it's pretty cool to see him within this set. And I also do own his minifigure, which is another very fun fact right there. Can move forward, we have the Hogwarts Castle from 2004, and I do really like that they do give you that back look right there. That's just very nicely done. You get Draco within his Quidditch uniform for the time period. You get some of the Dementors within that sand green style, which is also pretty cool. And then you, of course, do get just like the main clock tower, and you do even get like a cool mechanism right there just to make the thing within it swing, which I think is also pretty cool. Moving on from there, we have the 2007 Hogwarts. This version is primarily based around the Order of the Phoenix right here. It does show that we do get a Mandrake right there, which includes an exclusive print for that head. We do have a little bit of the Room of Requirement within the set, which isn't as great as probably the 2020 version. I do hope to review that sometime in the future. We also do get the greenhouse for the very first time, which we will be getting in 2020 as well. And then we also do get Umbridge's office, which is a pretty nice inclusion, I guess. And then we also do get just a lot of parts within the castle, including the trophy room right there. You can see Dumbledore standing in, and then we also do get a little bit of an astronomy tower as well when it comes to this set. Moving on from there, we have the 2010 Hogwarts Castle. This one can connect to the 2011 extension piece. This is probably one of my favorite castles other than the newer ones that we've been getting right here, since it does just go all out, giving you a little bit of references to pretty much all of Harry's years at Hogwarts. You get the Great Hall, you get Dumbledore's office right there with his oversized chair. You get both the Gryffindor and Slytherin common room. You even get the Vanishing Cabinet, which also came within the 2011 Diagon Alley, just so then you did have the part from the Room of Requirement where you can actually go inside there and then go between the different places, which I think is very nice. You even get the astronomy tower right there with Snape, so then you can reenact Dumbledore's death if you want. You get some references to year 1, you get some references pretty much to all of Harry's years at Hogwarts, which I think is very nice. Moving on from there, we get some more life at Hogwarts. I guess you get some more minifigure selections going up right here. You get Neville Longbottom, who we saw first when it came to the 2004 sets. Then we have Luna Lovegood, who first came in 2010. And then we have Draco Malfoy from 2004, holding the Monsters Book of Monsters book. We get the Sorting set from 2001. You get Filch and Mrs. Norris, who only came within 2010. And then we did get Filch without Mrs. Norris back in 2018. We have the Gryffindor Common Room set. Yet again, that's, I guess, the second appearance of the Fat Lady. We saw her within this set, as well as the 2001 Hogwarts Castle. Then we have the Marauders Map set right there, which also shows the Marauders Map itself, which that is the same print that they used in 2004. Then again in 2010, 2011 with the statue right there of the witch, which got you to Honeydukes, which they also made a small version of within the Shrieking Shack at the same year. Moving on from there, we have Draco Malfoy. We have the Flying Lesson set right there with the Remember All. That's a very nice printed piece. We get the 2004 version. We get the 2007 version, which came within the Order of the Phoenix set, which is pretty nice to see. And then we also do get the set that came with Buckbeak. That's a set that I really hope to eventually get. And then we have the Slytherin set right here, which is the Polyjuice from the Chamber of Secrets, which is a very cool set to get right there. I did actually review that on the channel. Might even do a re-review on that particular set sometime in the future. Moving from there, we have our teachers. From the top, we do get some classrooms right here. We get the classroom within the Hogwarts classroom set, and then we do get the classroom, this being Professor Lupin's classroom, where they did the Boggart, which is pretty cool, from 2004. And then we get the Dueling Club all the way up here, all the way from 2002 when they did sets based off the Chamber of Secrets. I do think that they could possibly do a remake of that sometime in the future, just definitely an option to get some very nice minifigures in a pretty cool playset. Moving on from there, we do get our teachers. Down here we have Professor McGonagall from 2002 within the Dumbledore's Office set, as well as the 2010 version right there. We have Professor Snape. This is the Boggart Snape. This appeared within the Lupin's Classroom set, which is pretty cool to get. We did get a remake of that when it came to the 2018 Bricktober pack. Same thing goes for Madam Hooch from 2002. We also got a remake of her in 2010. Then we have Professor Flitwick, who first appeared in 2010, and then we got later versions in 2018 and 2019. We have Professor Trelawney, who only appeared in 2004, and then we got our best version yet in 2018 collectible minifigures. Same thing goes for Mad-Eye Moody right there from 2005, and Professor Umbridge from 2007, who appeared within the Bricktober pack, and also this year within the Umbridge's Encounter set. That is another set that I reviewed for this year 2020. Moving on, we gotta flip our book over again. We have Professor Dumbledore and his office right there. We get a lot of variants of him, 2001, 2004, 2005, and 2010. This set, personally, I think is probably the best representation of Dumbledore's office, just giving you this big look at it. You get the gargoyle from the front right here, which you can't even see, and then you have the staircase behind the gargoyle that leads up to the very top of Dumbledore's office. And I just really love all the little references. All the printed pieces within this particular set is very nice. I do own bits and pieces from it. Don't ever think I'll be able to review it since I am missing Professor McGonagall's head. So yeah, let's move on from there. We get potions right here. We have the potions classroom, which also has Peeves going on. We have Professor Snape 2010 version, where they decided to switch him over to Light Flesh back in 2007, which is pretty nice. I love the 2007 version the most. It just looks the most Snape to me, at least in my opinion, other than, of course, we do get the 2004 and the 2001 versions that for some reason used a glow-in-the-dark head, which I don't know exactly why they did that. We get the Boggart Snape down there in the corner as well, which is also pretty nice from 2004. Moving on, we have Quidditch. We have the 2002 variants of the characters right here within the Quidditch match set. We also do get quality Quidditch supplies, which is yet another option that we could possibly see when it comes to the 2020 Diagon Alley set. We also do get a little bit of a Toys R Us exclusive event right there. That's a buildable thing that you could have done, a little Ravenclaw Quidditch Stadium, which I think is a very nice little thing that they even tossed in here. Moving on from there, we have the 2010 Quidditch set right here, including the 2010 Madam Hooch, as well as a lot more of our Quidditch players, that being Oliver Wood and Marcus Flint for the very first time. Of course, you do get Harry and Draco Malfoy right there. We did get updates of those two minifigures and some other additional Quidditch players when it came to the 2018 sets. We even used this piece right there. That's a pretty cool piece. That's the carrot piece within that dark brown color that they use for the Beater's Bat, or even you can use that as a flame torch right there from Indiana Jones. Can move forward, we have Hagrid's hut. This is the 2001 version, which also used this very interesting piece for the roof, which you can connect using some pin pieces and all that. And then we also have Norbert just as another reference going on right there, which is also pretty nice. We have the 2004 version. You can see how that opens up, different building style compared to the 2001 version. We have the Rubeus Hagrid from both eras right there. They're sort of similar. This one does have the light flesh hands compared to the plain brown right there, which I guess they weren't able to do that back then. And then of course we did get Hagrid updated when it came to the 2010 version right here, which this is definitely one of my favorite versions. This is the Hagrid that I know the most, since this is one of my favorite versions of Hagrid's hut, other than of course the 2019 version, which is the most accurate to date. Also really love the fact that they did make Hagrid's umbrella right there, even using those cone pieces within that pink color, which isn't really too common. And then we of course do get your minifigures of Harry, Ron, and Hermione, all within their Hogwarts uniform. Only way to actually get Ron within his Hogwarts uniform within this particular set, which is also a very nice thing to note. Moving forward, we're on to Diagon Alley. This is the 2011 direct-to-consumer for LEGO Harry Potter, which I really love this set. This is one of my favorite sets within my collection. I really can't wait to compare these buildings to the newer ones that should be far more superior. We have Ollivander's shop right there. A look at both the back and the front right there. You get Mr. Ollivander for the very first time. We did see him within the 2018 promo set. You can check out my review for that in the description below. We have Borgin and Burkes right here. This is the 2011 version, and then we get the 2003 version right there, which is a very interesting way to see that they did make that back in 2003. All of these random shops back in 2002 through 2003. I think it's very interesting that LEGO did go all out with that, but of course they were probably mainly going off like the book when it came to them actually looking at stuff that would be coming out for the movie, so that's very interesting. Moving on from there, we do get Corinne Guns. This is the first time that we got it back in 2002, just based off year one yet again. And then we did get it in 2011. That's an even very nice look. I do like the exterior compared to the interior for that set. And then of course we do get the goblins, which they did have their exclusive mold for their heads right there. You get that within that tan color, and then within the flesh color when it came to the 2011. Don't know why it says 2010. It should say 2011 for the goblin. And then we will be actually getting more minifigure style heads with a exclusive like headpiece when it comes to the 2020 versions of the goblins, especially when it came to the collectible minifigure series 2. Moving on from there, we have our magical creatures. We have the mountain troll set, which I actually previously owned this, but I don't own the troll anymore. For some reason I only own the head of the troll. Don't know where the body and the clothes went, which is very, very horrible, at least in my opinion. You also do get this very interesting play feature of dropping these 1x1 bricks within that brown color on top of the troll's head. That's very nice. We get the first appearance of the Thestral, which we actually got a molded piece for in 2018. We get 2004 Buckbeak the Hippogriff, which I don't know what Harry's wearing right there. That's definitely not something that he was wearing within year 3. And then of course we get the set from Aragog from 2002, which shows the 2002 version of Aragog, which is a super very big creepy spider look right there. And then of course we do get the 2010 version, which also uses the sword pieces for the legs, and also, as it notes, bionicle leg joints, green stickered eyes, which, is that a sticker? I don't think that's a sticker. When it came to Aragog, that's definitely not a sticker. Don't know what's going on there. Moving on, we have the Forbidden Corridor. This set I just recently reviewed on the channel this year, so that's another really cool set, including, for the very first time, Fluffy the three-headed dog. You even get the flute right there, which was mentioned only in the books, but not really within the films. You get the Devil's Snare, which is really cool. You get the stairs that lead up to the third Forbidden Corridor right there, which is very nice. And just like I said, you get Fluffy within this set, just a very nice inclusion. Hopefully they do make a remake of this sometime in the future. Moving through Harry's first year, we have the Chamber of the Winged Keys right here, which this is very nice. You get the room with the winged keys, and then you do get a small little reference, I guess, to the chess room, which is very weak. I hope that they actually make a real, like, chess set for Harry Potter. I think that that is something that LEGO could make that will sell. Other than that, we can move forward. And then we have the Chamber of Secrets. This is very nice to see. It shows the basilisk for the very first time. Very nice newly molded piece for 2002. Same thing goes for Fox the Phoenix, who will be getting a new mold when it comes to this year 2020 within the collectible minifigures line. We have Professor Lockhart, who only ever came in 2002 sets. We definitely need a remake of his character. And then of course this set is just very nicely done. Just really needs a remake sometime in the future. of the LEGO lines. Next, we have some information about Sirius Black. Right here we have the 2004 Sirius Black. Same thing goes for the Animagus, which I own from the Night Bus that came out in 2004. We also do get Sirius Black's Escape right here. This is a pretty cool set, and then you do get Buckbeak in there as well. You also do get his referenced inside the 2010 Hogwarts Castle right there within the fireplace, which is a very nice reference that they did point out, which I'm really happy that they did that. And then we do get Peter Pettigrew or Wormtail, and then Moony or Professor Lupin right there. Just 2004 variants of their characters. We did get a 2005 variant of Wormtail, which we'll probably see sometime in the next few pages or so. Moving on, we have the set that I feel like really definitely needs a remake and definitely should happen and will happen probably within the future. We have the Shrieking Shack. Definitely the minifigure selection within the set definitely makes up for the interior of the set, which is a little lackluster, like I mentioned within my year 3 video. You do get Professor Lupin as a werewolf within the set, and then you also do get the transformation chamber where you can change Lupin into a werewolf, and then you also do get a small little build for Honeydukes, which is very cool for the time period. That is the first time that we ever saw anything related to Hogsmeade, so that's also pretty nice. Moving forward, we're getting into some year 4 stuff. We can move over here. We have the Durmstrang Ship. This has only been represented once, and even includes a minifigure, Igor Kokorov, who we've only ever saw when it came to this particular set, and then we also do get Viktor Krum with a much better facial expression than the one that we get when it comes to the 2019 sets. So overall, this is a pretty cool set, and it even mentions down here that there was a Target exclusive that included some extra minifigures, which I think is very, very interesting. I do hope to eventually get this set sometime in the future if I can. It's definitely a set on my want list since LEGO didn't actually make it. I was expecting them to actually make this as a remake since we did see the Beauxbaton carriage, but I think it's very nice if you do own this set and that set. It's just very well done, LEGO actually having both of them even available, though I would have liked to see them available at the same time. Moving back to our sideways view, we have the Hungarian Horntail. This is the first task of the Triwizard tournament that we actually got a remake of in 2019, though of course we do get this more molded dragon compared to the brick-built one that we got within that set, and then we get a little bit more of this rocky area. I do really like the tile pieces featuring all of the logos for all of the different schools. I also do really like the idea of them having this magnet piece right here that Harry can hold to get the golden egg, which even had its own exclusive piece. And then you even get another version of Harry from the Triwizard tournament right there, which is very nice. Moving on from this particular page, we move on to the second task of the Triwizard tournament, which is, I guess, rumored to eventually happen within sometime in the future. Definitely when it comes to the new Harry Potter line, we will definitely be getting a second task set, since it was sort of, I guess, rumored / leaked when it came to our Gabrielle Delacour minifigure that we got. But taking a look at this, we do get Viktor Krum with his shark head right there, which I think is just really crazy. That's a very nice minifigure. We get a mer person right there, which is very nice. You get a small little boat, you get the main little area, and then it does show the double-sided facial expressions with your characters of Ron and Hermione with their eyes closed, which I believe they even reused when it came to the 2007 set, which I think is rather weird. And then of course you do get Harry, who uses the gillyweed right there, which is very nice. Moving forward, we have Voldemort. Who can forget about Voldemort? Right here we have the final challenge from 2001 with Professor Quirrell, the first minifigure to have a double-sided facial expression with the regular face and then the Voldemort face on the other side. We have the 2010 Voldemort, the 2005 Voldemort with the glow-in-the-dark head. We have Voldemort, which this was the original 2010 version. It was supposed to have dark green robes compared to the black that we later saw that was within the promotional pictures. And then we also saw Wormtail in 2005. We saw the Death Eater version of Lucius Malfoy in 2005. Plain Death Eater in 2007 for Order of the Phoenix, then Bellatrix within the Burrow set, and same thing goes for Fenrir Greyback. Both of them just recently got remakes in 2020. We got Tom Riddle, who came within the 2002 Chamber of Secrets set. Definitely very nice to get a remake of him within the last visual dictionary, so that's a very nice thing to note. We do have our Dementors, the 2004 versions with the sand green, and then we have the 2010 versions using the pole mechanism right there, the more battle droid type body movements going on for those characters. compared to the minifigure style that we will later see in 2018. Moving on from there, we have the Graveyard Duel. This set is very, very cool. I really love all of the small little builds just to make this particular scene. We did get a somewhat remake of this in 2019, though it isn't as big or exciting as this is. I honestly think it's very funny that they do point out all of these skeletons going on right there. That's just something that I think is very funny. Get Harry Potter from this particular task. Same thing goes for like your other Death Eater minifigures, just watching what's going on for the rebirth of Lord Voldemort. You do get the sort of tombstone right there for Tom Riddle Sr., which I think is very nice, and just some other little gravestones all around, and just like the main entrance, I think it's very nice. Moving on, we have probably one of the more interesting parts of the book right here, which shows a lot of the prototypes and like ideas that they had when it came to the sets for the time period. One thing that I do really want to point out when it comes to this particular section is this drawing right here. This is a very, very interesting drawing. This is a prototype of a set idea that they were going to release but never actually released. This is a set based off Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. This is Malfoy Manor. You get minifigures, I guess, of Bellatrix as well as Narcissa Malfoy, and then you even get Harry, Ron, and Hermione within the set, or I guess I don't really know who that is. That might even be Ollivander. It looks a little bit like him. I don't really know. The sketches are just, I think they're just very interesting to see how like they had this laid out, but this never actually became a set. We also do get like some prototypes of some minifigures, like we get Draco Malfoy right there, just prototyping, I guess, like the hairpiece going on right there, since they did, I think that was new for his minifigure for the time period, I don't really know. We get a little bit of information from Beyond the Brick right here, just showing like how they had like all of these minifigure parts, how they were like planning things out. We have like some information about like how they made the night bus, the owls right there, and just like the printing on those, which I think is very nice. They do that nowadays as well. And then we also have some information about the burrow, them sketching it out and then working on like different prototypes of it, putting it together. I just think it's very interesting. And then we also have like this big statue of Rubeus Hagrid right there in the corner. Just very interesting, this particular section of the book, which I will just leave this like I did the other one. I'll just skim over it pretty much, since I didn't really take a look at this in the first place. We get our design team right here, which is pretty much a lot different compared to the design team for the 2020, or I guess 2018 through 2020 sets right there, which I think it's very interesting how much bigger it got over the course of the years, which I think is very interesting. We get another one of those statues of Harry Potter right there, just like the Rubeus Hagrid that we saw on the previous page, just showing like the part drawers and how like they put things together. I also really like seeing like this other little sketch of the idea for the Burrow set right there from 2010. We get the color palette right there. The color palette, I guess that's like the only colors that they're allowed to use for this particular theme. I don't know if that's like limited or not. We have some more like prototype molds right there, especially like for Bellatrix's hairpiece, which was exclusive to her character. Same thing goes for Rubeus Hagrid's beard or like hair attachment going on right there, which is also pretty nice. You can move forward from there. We have some information about going digital. We have the video game Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4. I really like that picture of Dudley that they use eating up all those donuts, so that's pretty nice. We have some more of these visuals from, I guess, the video game. One of my favorite video games that Lego has ever made right there. We get Crookshanks, Scabbers, and even Hedwig right there. We also do get a minifigure right here that should have been made. We have Professor Lockhart, definitely a light flesh version of him. We really need it sometime in the future. We get the Nimbus 2000, very nice mold for that when it came to the video game. Get Dumbledore and just like I guess like the overall gameplay and idea for that. And oh wow, this is even cooler right here, just showing like the prototype of making it right there, especially like this kind of stuff. That's really cool just to see. And even like the storyboards for like the cutscenes, I think that's very interesting that they had that back in the day. That's just very interesting how they did that. Quick look at the Escape from Azkaban of Sirius Black right there. I just think it's very cool that they even decided to include this in all like the programming and all that for this particular game. Can move forward from there. We have some other various merchandise when it came to the Harry Potter line. We have the Lego Games set that released in 2010. This is another set that I own within my collection but have never reviewed. I don't know if I'm ever going to review this since I don't really even know really how to play it, to be honest, though it does include these nanofigs right there, or microfigures of the main cast right there: Harry, Ron, Hermione, Professor Dumbledore, and Draco Malfoy. And then you do get some additional ones for just the regular houses, 4 to be exact for each house. We get another little computer game right here from 2001. They did make one for 2002 as well. I actually own this game. Not really a fan of it. Nothing really too exciting when it comes to that. It's very weird. Then we also have some magnet sets right here from 2010, 2011. And then we also do have the keychains from the time period from like 2006 through 2010 right there, which is a lot of keychains. I actually don't own any of these keychains, which is surprising. I was trying to collect all of the Harry Potter sets from the time period when like these were available, but I guess I never really got into picking up the keychains or the magnet sets. Moving on from there, we have 2011 releases. I guess they added this as a last minute to the book right there. You can take a look. We have our 3 sets from 2011 right here for the Summer Wave, the Night Bus, the Forbidden Forest, and then we have the Hogwarts Extension. So moving on from there, I guess we don't have any other information about that other than those pages. So that brings us to the end of our book right here, where we have our minifigure selection. Just like the 2020 version, this shows off all of the minifigures from 2001 all the way to 2012, which should include this one right there. And it even includes, yeah, there we go, 2011 actually this book came out instead of 2012. 2012 it was available on LEGO Shop at Home in January, but this was previously available in 2011. So that's one other thing that I should note. Might as well note it at the end of the video. There we go. We have our minifigures pretty much going in sort of, I guess, an order of popularity, I guess. I don't really know what to call this. They just go in a order of what the character is, and then we move on from there. Even very interesting to see the yellow-faced characters mixed in with the light flesh characters, and also all of these other characters who I don't really even like consider minifigures. Like the troll is, I guess it's a big fig, I'd say. And then for some reason they decide to make Fenrir Greyback very, very big. And then that does lead you to the index for this book with another look at the Mandrake. One other additional page just re-showing that one flying lesson set from 2002. And then that does bring you all the way to the back, which also brings us back to that monochrome gradient page right there with your main characters. And then that does bring you to the very back of the book. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I really have to say for this particular book. Overall, I had a lot of fun looking through this yet again, spotting some mistakes within this book, which is something that I was really surprised about. I do own quite a lot of the 2010 through 2011 sets, so that's also pretty nice. I do hope to get a lot more of the older LEGO Harry Potter sets and bring reviews for them sometime within the future. It's definitely something on my to-do list. It's just, there are a lot of new LEGO stuff coming out, and LEGO is getting really expensive, and there are just so many amazing things that they're making. I'm trying to keep up the best I can. My main priority right now is just to get the 2020 summer sets done with, so then I can move on to the future Diagon Alley and also the collectible minifigure series. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say for this particular video. Sorry for it being very, very long. I just put a lot of effort into looking at all of the different things that they had going on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Also remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so every time I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!